What is up, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is episode 2 of the Xbox Dive Show. My name is Jamie, and I'll be one of your hosts. And you all know the other man, the Charles Boyle to my Jake Peralta, Chris White.
I could take that. Speaking of, I need more Brooklyn Nine-Nine in my life.
Yes.
That show just...
It's not coming back on until September.
I know. That show just needs to play like twice a week all year round.
It's great.
Really.
I love that show.
I'm excited. Terry Crews is going to be in Crackdown.
That's right.
We had this conversation right after E3. I kind of feel like I would rather just seen him in game and just had the voice coming through. It was a little jarring to have a real life person, but it didn't really matter because Terry Crews is the man. So
yeah, and it's gonna be great. I mean, now he took on his Old Spice persona versus his persona on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Still so good.
He loves being over the top, and I know he wants to be a character in Overwatch too. So who knows? That could happen. That's a possibility.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Right. But, okay, man, let's kind of kick things off. And, if you're watching it live, this is actually the first time we're doing a live stream of the show on Mixer. So Friday nights, we're doing a live stream at mixer.com/the Xbox Dive. So we'll have people in here talking on the chat and things like that. So it should be a great time. Also, to give a couple more things here at the top of the show, if you are a fan, if you're watching for the first time, or you know someone that loves Xbox, make sure to join the Xbox Dive Facebook group. We have polls up on there all the time. We have some great interaction with fans and friends on there. We also have a YouTube page, so make sure to check out the YouTube page on the Xbox Dive. And also, one final thing, the audio version of this show goes up every Monday on iTunes and the Google Play Store, so just look up the Xbox Dive. Make sure to go on there and rate us. We would absolutely love it. But to go on from here, let's kind of kick things off. Well, actually, before we talk about what we've been playing, I was just thinking, if you're watching the live stream, if you've gone to the Facebook group or any of those places, you'll notice we have a brand new logo, which we're pretty excited about. Hopefully you guys like it. Nice brick wall, brand new neon sign. That is all thanks to Antonio. I'm going to mess this up. Gillian?
No, it's Gian.
Gian?
Yeah, Gian.
There you go. See, I knew I was going to mess it up.
That's all right.
But
Antonio.
We love it.
Yeah, Antonio actually came out, and he works a lot with Bobby Paul is the Nintendo Guru. Yep, and he actually reached out to us and was like, hey, I know you guys are relaunching. Is there anything I can help you with? And we were just gonna kind of do it, but he's very good at this, and so we're like, well, I mean, if you want to take a stab at it, sure. And he came back almost instantly with like a great design, and over the next the few days after that, we worked on video intros and stuff like that. So you guys, if you're watching the video on YouTube right now, you saw the video intro, and that's new. Again, Antonio's done all of the graphics for kind of the redesign, the relaunch of the channel. So we're very grateful. He did a great job.
Yeah, it's awesome. And one more shout out to give over to Dayspace. This is where we host our podcast. There are a lot of really awesome indie podcasts over there, because I know if you listen to any of the other shows of the Super Indie Podcast group, which is like we talked about before, the Geek Guru stuff. So like if we were in Nintendo and the host and all those great shows, and then We the Gamer Cast and Nintendo Nostalgia and all these awesome shows. I think all of them now are over on Dayspace. So check out dayspace.com if you want some more awesome video game podcasts. Now, I believe we're the only Xbox show.
That's right.
So, got it started off on the right foot.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But, okay, let's kick the show off with what we've been playing. So, Chris, what have you been gaming, man, on your Xbox? What have you been playing?
So,
and don't say Chroma Squad.
Well, to be fair, I've been playing quite a bit of Chroma Squad as well, because that game is amazing. I do love that game. Like, every time I play it, I'm like, I know this is kind of dumb, and it's but oh man, it's such a passion game for me. I love it. No, I actually we talked about this a little bit on the E3 recap show, but Assassin's Creed Origins had got me excited about Assassin's Creed again, and for the first time in a while, and I skipped both Unity and Syndicate. The last game that I played was Black Flag. And but just seeing Origins and getting excited about it, I'm like, oh man, I really want to jump in. And a good friend of mine, a diver on the Facebook group, Ben, I actually know him in real life, and he let me borrow. He has the physical copy of the game, so he let me borrow the physical copy of the game. So I've actually been playing Syndicate, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I absolutely love it. It's
yes,
I'm probably like maybe
it's
3 or 4 hours in. I'm not far. I'm in London now, kind of running around. I've met Charles Dickens, and I've driven a couple of carriages and smashed into stuff, and I like.
Now, there is an achievement for causing, I forget how much damage, but it's a lot.
Oh, really? Okay.
An achievement for it, yeah.
All right. Well, that's look. I can barely go straight down the road, so I'll probably. I'll probably
that it is kind of hard. It feels very heavy. It's hard to drive the horse carriage.
But I mean, I guess it is a carriage with a horse, so I guess it would.
It's not a car.
It doesn't handle quite like Forza for whatever reason.
Would it be Horza? Because it's the horses.
That would be. That's dude. Hey, let's just take a step back here. Far Cry. Far Cry went and did Primal with Caveman. Yeah. Dude, what if the Forza team, the next game they made was Horza, and it was just like you could ride like horses or cart and buggies, or they could have like chariot races like Ben-Hur.
Actually, when you were talking about Far Cry Primal, I was thinking you were going to say like the Flintstone cars. You have your feet below and you just kick.
That would be great too. I would love that. All right, look, back on track. I want to say I love Evie. Evie is great. Yeah. From my understanding, the first girl we had in Assassin's Creed was in Liberation, which was an XBLA game.
You're right. Yep.
Was that right? I think it was PSP first, and then I think it
was a PSP or Vita. It was one of the handhelds.
Vita, yeah, one of them, and then it eventually came to XBLA. Mm-hmm. And she was an African American lead actor. But I never played that, and so this is the first girl that I've played in the Assassin's Creed universe, and I love her. I think she's spunky. I think she's just hilarious. And so I really like her. The one thing we said on the Facebook page, me and you were talking about it. It would be great because we like to co-op games. This would be a perfect game because you said you like Jacob, right?
Yeah, I played Jacob pretty much. Unless I absolutely had to be Evie, I played as Jacob the entire game.
Oh, see, I did exactly the same thing. As soon as I could switch to Evie, I switched to Evie, and I haven't been back. But this is the kind of game. I'm a good
stealth player. I'm always about getting in there and just bashing heads, man. Whenever I try to stealth, I screw something. It's why I'm not good at the thief games. I'm not like any of that stuff.
Yeah, but she has that like Sherlock Holmes cane that she just beats the life out of people with. Man, I love it. But we were saying this would be a great game to co-op, and which brings me to Assassin's Creed's never done co-op, and
actually in Unity there were online co-op missions in Unity.
Oh, were there? Okay, well again I skipped that one.
Yeah, because me and Matt, my brother-in-law, played through them.
Okay,
they're not that great, but it's still there.
I would like to play through. I would like to play what I'm playing in Syndicate in 2-player co-op with you. I think that would be super fun.
Right, because the Unity stuff was kind of like separate online missions. It wasn't everything you did still counted towards your overall score, but yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean outside of that, just playing some more Overwatch, having fun there. I'm trying to try out new characters. I basically only rock Girl Archangel because she's absolutely my favorite. But I know I need to diversify a little bit. If
what level are you up to?
Like 10 or 11 maybe.
Now, I know last weekend we were doing the very first ever what we're calling Xbox Dive Live. We're doing live streams. Co-op together.
Yeah.
And I remember on that only happened one round, someone got to Mercy before you could.
That's right.
And you didn't know what to do.
I was not happy. Well, yeah, so then what happened?
You took Hanzo the bow
Yeah,
right?
So like if you guys watch the stream, what happened is I took Hanzo the Bonzo, and here's the thing. He has a really sweet bow and arrow, but I couldn't hit anybody for a while. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And it's because I just put 70 hours into The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I was trying to motion my controller to aim the bow and arrow, and it wasn't working. I couldn't hit anything. and so then I felt like an idiot. So Hanzo the Bonzo, I'm not sure. I like him because he's kind of like Torok, but I don't know if he's gonna be my guy. We'll see.
And it was crazy during that stream. I had one of the best like nights ever. I was doing so good with Tracer.
Yeah.
I was doing great. Actually, the funny thing is, I played it as Farah most of the time.
Yeah, that's right.
But I was taking dudes out left and right. I was rocking it.
Yeah,
it was like I play as Farah a lot now. When I play solo, just having a rocket launcher, I'm not a huge fan of how long it takes to reload. But if you just blast up in the sky and just start shooting down to a group of dudes, like you get 2 or 3 of them. It's great.
That's cool.
I guess I'll kind of hop into what I've been playing outside of Overwatch. Really enjoying that. You're talking about co-oping games, and my wife and I, we've been playing through games a lot together. We just finished Lego Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
And now she wanted to go back into Disney Infinity. I have all these Disney Infinity people behind me, so many of them. And we finished every playset in number 1.
Okay.
And we finished half of the playsets in number 3. We never really got into 2 because she wasn't big into Marvel, but we played through all of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was actually pretty bad. It was a pretty bad, boring play. Neither of us liked it. We both agreed it's probably the worst playset we had. Yeah. But now we've jumped into the Marvel Avengers playset.
Okay.
And she is loving playing as the Hulk. She just runs around doing his rage thing and just starts punching everything. And she's having a great time. I'm playing as, I kind of jump around with people. Sometimes I'm Thor, sometimes I'm Iron Man, sometimes I just kind of play as whoever. We're having a great time with that. We're almost done with that. So right now our goal is to play through all of Disney Infinity 2. I think all we have left is Spider-Man. I'm trying to think what all playsets were on that.
So
Guardians.
You had Guardians,
Avengers,
Spider-Man, Avengers.
Was that it?
And then
it was all Marvel.
Yeah, you got something else. Well, yeah, but no, they had a couple of other playsets come that weren't Marvel in 3.0.
Okay.
Inside Out came.
Well, but that's 3.0 though. I'm talking about specifically 2.0.
Oh, that's 2. Right, 2.0. No, there was something else though. I can't remember.
Because we own all the playsets back there. I just can't remember what's next. So we still have Spider-Man. We're about halfway through Avengers, and we still have Spider-Man left, and then we're going to move on to number 3. So we're having a great time. It's a really easy game for her to pick up and play. She's really enjoying it. So hopefully over time we'll slowly transition into bigger and better things. I mean, we're having a great time. But I mean, trying to get her to play a little bit more difficult games, we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
But it's great. Because, I mean, Josh Brandt on our show Life of Gaming, which we'll actually be recording later today.
Yeah, that's right.
His wife are starting to play through video games too. And it's just, I don't know if you play through a lot of games with your wife, Chris, but it's just a lot of fun. It's a good marriage bonder.
I can't really get Christy much into it. She just kind of laughs at me when I ask her.
You just got to find the right game.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean she likes Mario, so she played Mario Maker with me on the Wii U for a while. She likes just classic 2D Mario, and so I can get her to do that. But that's probably about it. We talked about doing date night, which I actually would love to bring back at some point. Yes. Yeah, digital date night. And actually doing, especially now with Mixer. I mean, we probably couldn't. Josh doesn't have an Xbox, but we could do it with our wives and do like a Mixer co-op stream. Could be kind of cool. So
we should totally play. I'm blanking on it. Castle Crashers.
Oh, that would be good. That would be good. I was gonna say Overcooked. Overcooked is a.
Oh, Overcooked. So we don't own Overcooked.
Oh, Overcooked
that could be fun too.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Now, Sony came out because they're talking about their indie games, and they've always been a big promoter of indie games. However, lately they've kind of been stepping back, and Microsoft and Nintendo's kind of been filling their shoes. What Sony said, they said one of the things you didn't really show were indie games. He said one of the things we have realized is that video collages of 10 indie games shown in a minute is almost meaningless. Nobody can really learn anything about the game that sort of time. It's almost viewed as a waste of time. There was time and a place in the early stages of the life of the PS4 to make statements. It was more about making a statement that we are serious about indies and that we are doing this and that with the indies. No Man's Sky and so on and so forth, which broke out from that and carved its own niche. Right now we have tons of indie content on the platform. Let's see here. But pretty much it goes on to say they felt that indies are less relevant now than at the start of the generation. And that kind of brought up the question, are indies still relevant? Now, do they still have a place in the current gaming world? Because now, we're about halfway through this generation, I'd say. Well, actually, it's kind of getting rejuvenated now because of PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, which is right around the corner. I'm still waiting to pre-order mine. Still waiting for those pre-orders to open. But where we're at now, we got the big games coming out now, right? We got the big third-party stuff. We got the big, exclusive stuff. So, do you think that indies still have a place, Chris, in this time of the generation?
Yeah, so let's
because a lot of people see them more as like gap fillers.
Yeah, so let's kind of back up a little bit. So I will always be the first person to kick Sony while they're down, because I absolutely don't like the brand or the people. However, I feel like this specific quote is almost kind of being taken a little bit out of context. I think.
Sure.
So I wanna make sure that we're not just throwing unwarranted stones. Well, what I think he's saying is that indie games are normally faster to develop than like AAA games, right? And right now, PlayStation is really focused on VR. Now, I thought they would back off of VR pretty heavily, but as we saw on E3 last week, that they actually have several brand new projects they're working on for
right.
VR, and so they're really pushing into that. So I kind of what I feel like he was trying to say. And again, I don't ever want to speak for anybody, and this is Jim Ryan that we're talking about. It's his quote, but I kind of felt like what he was saying was, we had to push indies at the time because we needed content on the platform. Now it's there. People know it's there. People are playing indie games. We don't have to focus on that anymore because that's kind of established. What we are now focusing on is VR games. So he's been kind of raked across the coals for this statement. And so I think it might be a little bit unwarranted, but that's not the question that you asked. The question you asked is, are indies still relevant, still important?
Right.
I think, and the reason I wanted to even talk about this tonight is I actually think this is a huge opportunity for Microsoft to really to kind of step up and almost kind of be the hero, if you will. And what I mean by that is now the general consensus is that Sony's not too worried about indies, but Microsoft is really pushing. You even had a couple of the ID at Xbox guys respond on Twitter, just by saying how important they find indies are. And so this could actually be really a good chance for them to maybe get some ground and get some exclusive games on the platform.
Sure. And also, at E3 they had major points in their conference where they showed pretty large chunks of indie games out there.
And they were probably
a lot of them look really great.
Yeah, they were probably the only company. I mean, Sony normally does indies.
Nintendo.
Nintendo showed.
They showed Rocket League.
Yeah, and they had
as
to show
far as
that,
full indie games go, I think Microsoft had showing.
Yeah, I mean it was good. So back to the question that really matters of indie games and kind of their place in the market. I kind of see indie. Here's why I like indie games, and here's why I think they're not only are they vital and important, but why they have such a good life ahead of them, is that you get to take risk in the indie space that you don't get to take with the AAA game. So you look at something like Star Wars Battlefront 2, or you look at something like Call of Duty, and you pretty much know exactly what you're going to get, right? Because
but when you're spending that much money,
you have to, because you have to have the return on investment, right? So you can't play a Call of Duty game where you spend 6 of the 8 hours running around with a knife, right?
Sure.
Because fans expect a certain type of gameplay, and if you don't deliver that, then the ramifications of you not selling enough, end up closing studios.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you can have Jonathan Blow make a game where you're basically the bad guy the whole entire time. Spoilers. And something that's never really been done before, and has a lot of text on screen, and release it and become a huge kind of out of nowhere hit. with Braid, and so yeah, indies have that ability where they can kind of stretch their legs. I mean, you look at a game like Limbo last year, right? I mean, Limbo was in my top 3.
Not Limbo. You're thinking of.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Inside.
Inside,
yeah. So Inside was in the my top
both
3.
Both amazing games, though.
Both amazing games, yeah. But Inside was in my top 3 games of the year last year, and there is no way that a company like EA or Ubisoft would put millions and millions of dollars into making that game. Because it's eerie, it's a little strange, it's very dark.
That ending, man, it still haunts me.
It still does. So there's no way that they're gonna do that. So the indie space allows people the freedom to bring some of these experiences. And I can be honest, man, a lot of the great experiences that I've had on the Xbox platform have come from the indie space, whether it's Limbo or or Braid or Inside, Shadow Complex. These great indie titles over the years that have come. Costume, dude, I love Costume Quest.
Yeah, Double Fine is interesting because they're technically indie, but they make some pretty big games. They're like one of those people that's kind of like right on the line, But man, I agree. I mean, one of my favorite developers is Clay. Right? And they made Don't Starve.
Yes.
And they made the Shank games. Shank games are so... I just started playing through Shank 2 again through backwards compatibility.
They made Mark...
Oh my gosh, I forgot how good that is.
Yeah, Shank's good. Mark of the Ninja, dude. Mark of the Ninja.
They make so many good games. I absolutely love Clay's stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so many awesome indie developers out there that make such, consistently great games.
Yep.
But because of the big AAA stuff, sometimes they get overlooked.
Yeah. And that's the advantage that we have, because we get to get on here and we get to tell people play these games,
right?
So these are the things that I like. These are the things that really kind of keep me motivated to go forward. Today, you know what dropped on Xbox today?
I have no idea what came out today, sir.
Broken Age.
Oh yeah, dude, Broken Age.
So Broken Age
I've got that on PC and I still haven't played it.
Yeah, so it was PC and PS4 for a long time, and so I actually kind of just gave up hope that it was gonna even come to Xbox. And but yeah, it dropped on the Xbox Store today. I think it's maybe $14.99 or $19.99. Okay. But dude, that game, did you play? You said you didn't play it?
I played I played like an hour or two of it.
Man.
And like it's just one of those things where I got busy, and I've got a okay PC, decent PC that runs it totally fine.
Yeah.
But being hunched in my computer room on my PC versus being out in the living room where it's open, and like I'm 98% sure I'm gonna rebuy this game on Xbox One just for the convenience to play it on my couch, and to support Double Fine. So I love Tim Schafer stuff.
Yep.
And achievements. I can't tell you. I think I bought the Costume Quest games 3 times because I bought them on my PlayStation 3, right? Sold my PlayStation 3, got them through a Steam sale on PC, and then I think it was last Halloween or something. They had like a big sale on them on Xbox One. Now I have them on Xbox One too, so it's like I bought Costume Quest 3 times.
Dude,
I play it every Halloween.
I love it, man. I love Costume Quest. I love stacking. Man, they're such good games.
I totally forgot about stacking.
Yeah, such good games.
Now I think Psychonauts 2 is confirmed for Xbox One. Pretty sure.
I think that it's a timed exclusive.
Okay.
But I would imagine it's going to come here for sure.
I'm hoping, because I've had it on PC, and if it comes to backwards compatibility, I'm definitely going to buy it again.
Yeah.
But I guess the next question is, where do indies go from here? Right? I mean, are they just going to kind of be the gap fillers? I mean, do you see indies taking bigger risks? What's going to happen over the next year or two as the consoles? I mean, their consoles right now, like I said, about the midlife of their cycle right now, so they're probably like at the peak of the best games right now.
Yeah,
it always seems to happen in the middle of a generation.
This is actually what I think. I would like to see. Like indies just keep being bonkers. Whenever we watched the press conference and Microsoft showed The Last Night,
that looks amazing.
And just out of nowhere, it's this psychedelic like Blade Runner just amazing pixel art game that came out of nowhere. I never heard of this game before, and I saw it, and I instantly was like, "That's all I want in my life. Like that's what what I want. I want to play that right now. Like I can't
think, what's the name of the game of the guy who plays guitar when he jumps?
Yeah, the Artful Escape. I think it's the Artful Escape.
Artful Escape.
Yeah, and that looks great too. I mean, and I love that game because your character your avatar, he's just smiling like a goofball the whole entire time, just playing the guitar, just chuckling it up. I really do. I want to just. I like having the indie space just because they're not beholden to games the same way that larger developers are, and you can just get some really cool experiences. And I want to keep turning on my Xbox and downloading a game that I've never really heard of before, or a game that I'm not really sure what to expect from it, and it turned out to be
like Chroma Squad.
Chroma Squad, man, as an indie game, bring it on all the time.
Now, the only thing I'm worried about, and I kind of see this happening, but not to the degree of like an iPhone or an Android store, I'm worried about it getting flooded with junk. Right? Should Microsoft put any kind of gate up and say, hey, you got to pass this certain kind of, quality test before you put you on the system? Or do you think that would just bottleneck everything and stop everybody?
I mean, I definitely want that. Yeah.
Right, because now
I think they have something like that, don't they?
I don't think so, because right now, from what I think the way it works, because you can use any Xbox One's development kit. Anybody can use their Xbox One. All you have to do is there's a certain mode you can sign into on your Xbox, go on the Microsoft website, sign for the program, boom, you have a dev kit. So anybody can make a game. They even give you the tools to do it.
Yeah.
So that's good and bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes I go on what's new this week and I click the button and like 90% of it. Now, I'm not saying they're all bad because I haven't played them. I don't really know, but I have played some pretty bad ones in the past, like Ethan, Meteor Hunter. Remember that game I played through?
That's right.
that I did not like that game,
right.
But I mean, people liked it, and I'm not saying it was a bad game per se, because someone put a lot of time into that game, but just for me, it wasn't for me. And I'm worried that the App Store, I call it the App Store now, I'm worried the Xbox Store is going to get full of digital garbage.
Yeah,
and Chris, we all know you always like to throw out the garbage.
Yeah, of course. So, no, we have Rob on the chat, and he's mentioning curation, and I agree. I like it kind of being an open platform, not wide open. Like there has to be some sort of a law and order, but I do like it. Just kind of being able to drop, anything that's decent, like that you can make, that you want to put on in Unity or whatever, but to have some sort of curation. And this goes back to, and I've been saying it for a while, like I like the idea of a Summer of Arcade coming back in some way, and they do things like this occasionally, but yeah, having like a chance to showcase some of those really, really great games. But more importantly, I think that's really what we get to do, and I like trying different stuff, and and I like playing Ethan Meteor Hunter and telling everybody do not play this game because it's complete garbage. But then I like to play a game like Chroma Squad that not a lot of people are playing, and be able to come on here and be like, guys, if you like Power Rangers at all, like if you have some sort of nostalgia for the Power Ranger franchise growing up, like this is the ultimate Power Ranger game, and I absolutely love it. And I would love for to have listened to a show where somebody comes on and says, hey, this is something you should be on the lookout for. So it actually kind of raises our job a little bit, and I'm excited about that.
Sure. And I know they've got a rating system already set up, 1 to 5 stars. You go in there and rate stuff and write reviews, but it would be nice to have some kind of editor's choice, or maybe some of the head honchos at Microsoft say, hey, this is a great game to check out. Or what if they have a place where they pick some YouTube streamers or, Mixer streamers or whoever, because I know they have, especially on Mixer with, Microsoft, they have, certain people that are dedicated streamers saying, hey, this person is with Mixer. Maybe they could pick out a game a month or something. I mean, that could be a great way to promote their stuff.
Yep,
but okay, guys, what do you guys think about indie games? Do you think there's too many on the Xbox Store? Do you think there should be some kind of gate or way to kind of, check the content that's going into the store. What games do you like to play? Let us know on our Facebook group, the Xbox Dive. You can also go into our live chat like Rob's doing right now. Rob, thank you for watching the show and commenting. It is awesome. And you can also hit us up on our Twitter page at the Xbox Dive. That's hilarious. But recently, 343 came out and said there's not going to be any unveiling of Halo 6 anytime soon. So I guess the first question is, how soon is not soon? I mean, do you think it'll be at next year's E3? I mean, do you think it'll like any kind of teaser, or do you think it's going to be like the year after that? Like, how long are they going to keep this thing cooking before they show us something? Because you remember Halo 5 had Master Chief in the desert with the poncho on and the giant machine came out of the sand, and none of that was in the game, but they still dropped a teaser.
Yeah, I mean, but prior to this, not announcement, prior to the statement by 343,
yes.
What I would have guessed is that next year we would see the teaser, the Poncho Master Chief teaser,
sure.
followed by, so that'd be 2018, followed by 2019 reveal of the game at E3, release of the game in that fall. So fall 2019.
Okay.
That would have been my guess prior to hearing this. Having the developer come out and really say specifically it's going to be a long time, it almost to me feels like that's been pushed out by a year. So if I were a betting person, or
which you are,
which I am,
that's where your money goes, man. You lose it.
Literally broke. I actually have no pants on because I can't afford them.
Yeah.
So
you are streaming from a cardboard box.
That's true. This is all painted behind me. This is not real. So I would guess that we will get a teaser in 2019 at E3, and then we will get the game released in fall of 2020. Now that brings up a couple of questions, which I assume that we're gonna get into. But what about you? Like, what do you think is soon or not soon?
Sure. Honestly, I thought just like you, they're going to unveil it. That was gonna be their big game for the next E3. But that's probably not going to be it now. I think what they're going to do, they're going to pull the Fallout 4, like what Bethesda did. They came out of E3, here's the game. And then, like, what was it, 3 or 4 months later, on shelves, you could buy it.
Yeah.
I could see them doing something very similar with Halo 6. They'll come out 2019, say, here's the game. It's coming out October. Because most of them launch in October, November, right?
October, November, yeah. So you actually think
I think what they're going to do is they're going to say it's coming out this fall, but right now we're starting a brand new series of, what was that Halo podcast called? Uncovering the Truth, or
not uncovering the hunt for the truth.
Hunt for the truth.
Yeah.
And they're like brand new season. You can listen from now until leading up to it, and just to do something to get fans pumped again. Say, what happened to Locke? Because
he's clearly going to be dead. He is not going to be in the next game.
Because the problem is they put all their eggs in the basket of multiplayer, or their co-op and Locke. They put all their eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Wasn't a good choice. And I mean, okay, real quick before we hop into any other Halo stuff, let's just talk about Halo 5 for a minute, because the ad campaign made it seem like it was going to be like almost like a choose your own adventure, Locke and Chief. Who do you want to play through? Get a different story.
So good.
And there's this big, conflict between these two characters. It's going to be amazing. And then 90% of the game he plays Locke.
Yeah, it was very disappointing.
Where do you think that's part of the reason, that negative kickback? Do you think they already had Halo 6 ready to roll right off of Halo 5, and then all this bad feedback came back, and they said, wait, we're scrapping it, we're starting over?
Yeah, they actually said, 343 said it was the start of, and I can't remember the name of it, but they actually said it was the start of the trilogy. Yeah, it was called, dang it, it'll come to me, but basically they were starting a new trilogy with 5. And so I think that the idea was that the story was there, and a Reclaimer. It was called the Reclaimer trilogy.
Oh, okay.
So it was supposed to start. It was supposed to start with 4. So 4 would have been the Reclaimer trilogy, which would have been 4, 5.
Reclaimer Saga. Rob let us know in the chat. He said they
Saga.
backed off that and started calling it Saga. It is now the Reclaimer Saga.
Oh, gotcha. I think that they just I think they just want to take a step back. I think they had a vision for where it was going, and I think after 5 was received so bad that they just decided we've got to figure out where we go from here, and it's not the direction we were going.
Now, so are they pulling a Mass Effect Andromeda? Not saying Mass Effect Andromeda. It's just a side story. It's just a side story. You know, it's not going to be a full trilogy anymore.
Yeah, I honestly just think they're going to go back. They're going to pick a point, and they're just going to kind of forget everything else and say we're kicking off like from here. I mean, I'm not saying a reboot. Like everything that will happen will still have happened.
Still happen.
But they're not like. I don't think they're going to pick up the story. I don't think they're going to touch this story. I think it's going to be just like Cars 3. They're going to pretend like Cars 2 was a psychic or some sort of like high LSD, imagination of Mater that actually never happened. So I think that may be what they do. Here's something I really want Halo to be more cinematic, and that was what I felt like Halo 4 was going more cinematic, and I actually felt like Halo 5 backed off of that. And I'm going to throw this out here, and this isn't really part of the conversation, but after watching Wolfenstein 2, the reveal of that,
yeah,
that is an amazing shooty game.
Shooty.
It's a shooty game, right? But that game is like it's just bursting with story and personality, and like I want to see a Halo game like that. Like I want Master Chief to be I don't know. I'm getting tired of just like the faceless, voiceless, Clint Eastwood kind of character that he is, where he says 2 or 3 words, and then just transitions to another corridor where you're shooting stuff.
Right. And I think that's what they were trying to do with Locke. I mean, it almost felt like they wanted Locke to take over for Chief. I really do wonder if this saga they were making was like a Locke saga, where you were kind of like chasing Chief and sort of picking up his trail, and they were trying to hand off the torch, if you will, to a new character.
Yeah,
but it just didn't stick. But they also had the 4 team, or the 3 other team members for each team, right? The blue, was it blue team?
Yeah,
and
blue team, and then fire team Osiris.
Fire team. Right.
I honestly like what they did in Gears. I would have liked for them to do Locke as kind of like a rookie on the scene and having to learn from old man Master Chief. I like that. I actually like JD, and I like JD because they weren't trying to force Marcus out in Gears. They were just, they're refocusing. JD's the main character, but Marcus is still very important to the story. They could have done something like that to move the Halo series forward without trying to make this like a Locke versus Chief. That would have never went good. That would have never went good.
Right. And I guess just let's talk about gameplay for a minute. Actually, Rob in the chat said he thinks they're going to pick up right where Halo 5 ended and have it be a very personal story of Chief versus Cortana. Now, that would be awesome. That was actually what I was expecting in Halo 5. I mean, kind of. I mean, you know what I mean? Because the way Halo 4 ended, a lot of people don't like me saying this, but I think Halo 4, I don't know if it's my favorite Halo, but it's pretty close. I really liked 4 a lot. Yeah. But mainly for the weapons and things like that, and I really like the combat in that. But let's hop into the actual gameplay itself, the multiplayer. Now, all the Halo games, for me at least, like me and my brother-in-law Matt tried to co-op all of them in Legendary. So most of my time with Halo has been in co-op, and I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But I think I like it better where it's still a single-player game, or you can add another person if you want to.
Yeah.
Where Halo 5 was, gotta have 4 people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can use the AI, but honestly, when I started playing Halo 5 by myself, I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as when I had a full team.
Yeah.
And Rob, you were on that team, man. Sometimes. Some days.
Yeah, I I like Halo a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and Halo is important. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Halo is the Mario of Xbox, right? Like
Sure.
it's that important. But Microsoft has, and I say Microsoft 343 has to, and I think they feel it. They have to get the next one right. And so I think that's what they're doing. I think that's what they're saying. We're taking the time. We're going to back off of this. We're going to make sure that what we're doing is good, is solid, and we're going to present a much better experience. And I think they realize, and I think Microsoft realizes how important the next, because I would argue the next step is like vital for them.
This is the linchpin for Halo.
Yeah,
this is the cornerstone. Like, I feel like if they don't get this one right, fans are going to fall off, because in the Xbox One generation, think about what happened, right? They released the Master Chief Collection, which for many was broken from the start, right? Then they released Halo 5, which got not terrible feedback, but from the fans, obviously got enough kickback to make 343 go, whoa, we're gonna change some stuff.
Yeah.
So in this generation, Halo hasn't been at its peak, hasn't been playing a pro game right now.
No. And what's really disappointing to me is, like, Locke's story could have worked if they would have just kept it out of Halo proper. Like, this is the one thing I like about Nintendo. Nintendo will release, Super Mario Land, Super Mario 3D Land, and they'll release new Super Mario Brothers, and they'll release Toad's Treasure Tracker. They're all in the same universe. They're all kind of the same. Like, I wouldn't mind having like a Locke story. Call it Halo, Locke's Quest or whatever.
Right.
Something.
Sure. I was gonna say that kind of happened with Halo Reach, right? With Halo Reach and with Halo.
Well, I did it with ODST, which is my favorite Halo game. And so.
So they've done it in the past. They could have easily done that. Yeah, again. But they shouldn't have. If they want to tell the Locke story, don't make it a numbered Halo game.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think Microsoft needs to look at Halo and treat Halo like the pinnacle game that it is, and then just dude, I would play a freaking Halo kart. Give me, Halo driving around a Warthog,
and Warthogs,
and give me Cortana flying around, with a stinking Halo ring. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but like this is their property, and I just I would be okay with them releasing release like an Uncharted style game, but set in the world of like. Here's the thing. Phil Spencer always comes out and says, we don't have a game in this genre. We don't have a game in this genre. But they have built an amazing universe in Halo that they could use in multiple genres if they just took the time to do it.
Right, because like you said, we got Halo Wars.
Rather than try to mess up Halo itself, just let Halo be Master Chief's story, and then tell a different a story within that universe. Like, they can do that.
Now, when you were talking about making like Halo Kart, it made me think of the horrible disaster that was PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, right? Like, they tried to do what Nintendo did, right? And so I was thinking, Microsoft actually does, if you look at their characters, they have some pretty good characters. They got Master Chief, right? And they've got the Gears, Marcus and them. They've got Banjo, right?
Yeah, all rares.
They've got like, I'm trying to think, because
they got the Fables. So they got
Fable characters. I was gonna say Alan Wake, but like Alan Wake's kind of dead. So I was gonna say Alan Wake, but Quantum Break people. They've got I'm trying to think of it. What was it called? Elements of Power, the launch game of 360. Cameo. Like Cameo. They do have a good number of characters. They got Conquer, right? They could technically make a Microsoft cart, Xbox cart if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But okay, let's kind of cap off this conversation. What do you guys think about Halo 6? When's it going to release? What path should they take with this game? How are they going to right this ship with the fans? Let us know. If you're watching on the YouTube, make sure to let us know in the comments. If you're watching it live, hit us up in our live chat. You can also find us on Facebook in our Xbox Dive group and on Twitter at the Xbox Dive. Okay, guys, for this final topic, this is one we took a poll for in our Facebook group. We said, what third topic do you guys want to talk about? Now, Josh Brandt, who is another one of our co-hosts on the Life of Gaming, he went in there and thought it would be funny, saying, "Why does PlayStation have so many great exclusives?" He thought he was hilarious.
He thought he was.
He thought he's a funny guy, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that topic and I'm going to twist it a little bit into our Xbox Dive conversation here. And I'm going to talk about the necessity of exclusives on Xbox One. Because lately, Xbox has been getting a lot of hate for not having exclusives on their system. And I guess to kick things off, let's talk about the exclusives they were having were getting canceled, right? Because we had Scalebound, it got canceled. But the exclusives we are getting are interesting. I mean, they were. I think Phantom Dust is still happening.
Possibly.
I think got put on hold.
Yeah.
They did a remaster of the Xbox One game. But I mean, a lot of what Xbox is doing now is they're canceling the exclusives they do have.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, let me ask you this question first to kind of kick off this conversation. Would it be better for them just to not cancel them? Or did Phil Spencer and Microsoft actually say, this isn't working? Do you think it's better for them to release just a bunch of mediocre exclusives just to fill the barn per se and say, look, we have all these exclusives and they're not that good? Or should they just stick to, AAA solid exclusives, like the Halos and the Gears of Wars, and if they make another Banjo, or should they just stick to that stuff?
Yeah, so here's my answer to that is you should not release something that's going to bring damage to the brand. And I think that Phil understands that. Now, we could argue what is damaging the brand, because not having exclusive right now, I feel like is kind of damaging their brand. Not specifically for me, but I think for the majority of people that follow this, the people watching the show, I think that they're very, very concerned about exclusives.
Now, let me ask you this though.
Sure.
Do people want exclusives just so they can say it's another feather in the Xbox cap? Or do they really, really want these exclusives? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I wonder, people say, let's just get these games out there because Xbox needs more exclusives.
No.
But I mean, honestly, looking at E3 this year, everything I saw, like I said last time, outside of Dwarves and Space Game, I'm going to buy, I'm going to play, I'm going to be happy with.
Yeah.
And there was nothing over on the PlayStation side of the show. I mean, they showed a lot of exclusives, right?
Yeah.
But none of them made me say, I want to buy this.
Yeah, so exclusives are an interesting thing. Unfortunately, I think that exclusives serve the most important purpose they serve is justification.
Sure.
To justify your purchase of and your support of a platform in order to get exclusive. The problem comes whenever your direct competition is dropping a ton of great exclusive content.
Mm-hmm.
So at entry level, all third-party games are third-party games, right? So, we're going to play Destiny on an Xbox, on a PlayStation. We're going to play Battlefront on an Xbox, on a PlayStation. All that stuff's fine. But then you look at games like Spider-Man. You look at games like God of War. You look at games like Days Gone. You look at games like Last of Us 2. You look at games like the Uncharted, series and the Uncharted DLC. And you look at things like Shadow of the Colossus getting, HD remake. And you look at things like Horizon. And these are amazing, like really great first-party content. The problem is, if you are on the Xbox side, you're not only are you not getting those games, but you really don't have anything to stack up against it. So I think that from a consumer's standpoint, I think that's a problem. Now, one of the things that I find interesting is that we keep forgetting that these guys are businesses, and Microsoft and Sony are in two different places, and they serve two different purposes, and they serve two different masters. So on the chat, on the Facebook chat, on the group when this came up, one of the things that I said to answer this question to Josh and the people that voted for it was that Sony has a lot of studios. They own a lot of studios. You know, they have Japan and London and Santa Monica, and they have Bend, and they have Media Molecule, and they have Sucker Punch, and they have Naughty Dog, and they have Guerrilla Games, and they just have a ton of partners that make exclusive content just for their platform. When you come back over to Microsoft, Microsoft has shed a lot of those companies. Like, you know, we used to have things like Lionhead. We don't have that anymore. So really, we have 343.
Yep.
We have Coalition making Gears of War.
Rare.
We have Rare, and who else? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, those are the
because
big ones I can think off the top of my head.
The Forza guys are a second party, and they actually have the right to make any other game they want to. Now we own the Forza IP, but we don't own that developer. They can make whatever they want. So so when you look at it that way, then the question is, why doesn't Microsoft change that? What's the Hitman?
IO.
Right? So
that was the next thing I was going to bring up. I honestly, I think I don't remember I said it on Life of Gaming or where I said it. I still say when let's talk about Hitman first. 'Cause I was going to go into this whole Darksiders thing. Let's talk about Hitman first. Hitman is now owned by IO. They got to keep that IP, and they are now independent. They are no longer connected anywhere, right? Somebody can swoop in and pick them up. It would be amazing. Now, I'm telling you right now, if for some reason Microsoft picked them up, they would be complaining all over the internet, right? People would freak out. Hitman's exclusive to Microsoft. I can't believe this. This is crazy.
Of course.
But people that love Hitman, it might sell them a console.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes Phil Spencer is awesome. I think he's doing great things for Xbox, but he does come out sometimes and say he thinks, exclusive stuff on consoles can be bad for the overall business. And that can be kind of scary because you're thinking, like you mentioned, we need exclusives. We have to have them. Because I remember when people freaked out that Tomb Raider was a year exclusive on Xbox, I was thinking they should just buy that, right? They should pay the money, make it exclusive on Xbox. Because like Rob was saying in the chat, they have nothing like Uncharted, right? If they would have gotten exclusive Tomb Raider, they could have just done it then and there. Look, exclusive. That would have been absolutely awesome. They would have picked that up. Rob also mentioned God of War. I thought Darksiders, right? When Darksiders went down the tubes, THQ went down the tubes, I was like, Microsoft should be making this exclusive on their system. Make Darksiders 3 exclusive on Xbox because they don't have anything like it, right? Now, I know Darksiders is kind of like God of War mixed with Zelda, mixed with, a couple other things. But it's a fantastic series. And I'm like, it would fill that niche because even Nintendo's got Bayonetta now, right? Yeah. Xbox doesn't have anything in that genre. Now, if you want shooters, they've got exclusive shooters. You love racing, they've got that. But we need to find and actually, they're doing pretty good with 3D platformers now too, because Super Lucky's Tale is exclusive to Xbox. And I actually found out Lucky's Tale is a VR game, but I found out Super Lucky's Tale, brand new game built from the ground up for Xbox. So, so I've been playing a lot of 3D platformers on my Xbox recently,
which is nice. I mean, it's nice to see that come back. So here's ultimately what we need to look at, and I'll tell you what I think is happening, the shift that I think is happening. But at the end of the day, Microsoft is not a video game company.
Right.
Nintendo and
Software
Sony
company
are built on the foundation of, and Sony wasn't, but right now the PlayStation is the most successful thing that they do. Nintendo obviously is a company. I actually think
Nintendo is a company.
Sorry, a video game, like they're a video game manufacturer. I actually think now with the Switch more than ever after the travesty that they put up at E3, I think that they should just close their doors and go straight third party. But
oh my gosh.
But we'll talk about that on Life
actually, like we talked about last week, right? With Xbox Live going over to Nintendo, they've already got the connection. Just bring them, just bring those Mario games over.
What I'm getting at though is like Microsoft. I would guess that the Xbox revenue is like enough to pay for catering for like their annual sales meetings.
Sure.
It's not on their radar. They don't make their money here, so they're not gonna drop millions of dollars to buy IO or to buy THQ Nordic or to buy Crystal Dynamics, even though they could write a check right now and they could have those exclusives. Heck, you saw how much money they paid for what's the Minecraft guys?
Mojang.
Mojang,
No,
right?
was it Mojang?
Yeah, Mojang. Yeah. So they paid like $1 billion for Mojang to buy Minecraft. So they have the capital to do it, but they're only making moves towards what matters. Now, why
make them money? Yeah.
Why Minecraft is important is because Minecraft is
it unifies us all.
Well, it is. Minecraft is everywhere. Minecraft is on PlayStation. Minecraft is on the Nintendo platforms. It's on iOS. It's on your Xbox. It's on your T-shirt. It's on it's everywhere, right? And so they make Lego sets of it. Like Minecraft is everywhere. Microsoft made a good move. So I want to I'll end my part here.
Sure.
The future that I think that Microsoft as a company is looking toward is not as an exclusive platform holder. And what I mean by that is I actually see a future in the very near future where they unify Windows and Xbox platforms, which means that when a game comes out and it's out on PS4 and PC, guess what? There's going to be the ability to play that game day one on your Xbox. I absolutely believe that that's going to be the case because I think Phil is getting back to the idea that the ultimate platform is a universal platform, which is the PC. And so that is where I think that they're going. I think within the next 5 years, I think that your Xbox is basically just going to be a tabletop PC that will connect to, Microsoft Game Store and just play games that way. That's where I think they're going. That's where they make money because they're a services-based company, and that's what I think that their goal is going to be. I do not think we're going to see a lot of brand new exclusive content or huge, developers being purchased by Microsoft. I just don't think that that's on their roadmap.
Sure, and honestly, I'm still waiting on my Sunset Overdrive too, which may never happen.
You better wait. You're gonna wait for a while.
I know. And honestly, Chris, I have to disagree a little bit. I mean, because you were talking about games coming out on PlayStation, and then you can also play it on your Xbox. Like you're thinking of the Xbox more as a Blu-ray player, or something where it plays just universal.
I think that's what Microsoft is thinking of.
I really don't think that's going to happen for a couple reasons. Just for the fact that look at what happened with Minecraft, right? With PlayStation, they won't play nice, right? They won't say we're not linking these together. And there's no way Sony would allow a PlayStation game to be able to be played on a Microsoft hardware. It just won't happen.
No. No. I'm sorry. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about Sony first party games. That's never going to happen. Sony.
Okay. Because I kind of thought that's what you were saying. You're saying you could just take your PlayStation stuff and play it on a Microsoft device. I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I'm talking more. So I think in the next 5 years there will not be exclusive games that are not first party. That are not so Tomb Raider is never going to happen again. I think that we're moving away from that.
I don't know, man, because this year's E3, like I mentioned on our E3 show, 42 games and 20. Let's just say 22. I guess something 20 were either timed exclusive or full exclusive, and majority of them were timed exclusive. So they still have quite a few timed exclusives under their belt. Are you just saying that deal's kind of end and just not going to do it anymore?
I'm just saying that there's no value in that for Microsoft, especially when they're already right now they're already unifying your OS on the Xbox to a universal Windows 10 platform. That's already happening.
Right.
So just imagine turning on your Xbox, and when you go to your games library, not only does it have all of your Xbox games, it also has all your PC games. They've already done this the other way. When you go to your PC and you log in,
they're just saying not playable here.
But they'll have any Xbox games that are playable. So now imagine that a game is coming out. Sony pays money to get an exclusive console launch, but it's going to be PS4 and PC. There are tons of games like that come out every single month. now imagine that you're able to just use your Microsoft client on your Xbox dashboard.
So you're talking more about streaming your PC to your Xbox.
I'm not talking about streaming, but yes, I'm talking about
having if it's console exclusive, they're not going to let you play on your console. You have to find a way to have the PC not recognize it as your console. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying it's a universal platform. I'm saying it's just a box that runs Windows, just like your PC. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
Sure. I could honestly, we talked about this several weeks ago. I can honestly see the Xbox itself disappearing. Xbox becomes a service,
a brand, right?
And it could be anywhere. And so you're not necessarily playing on an Xbox console. You are playing an Xbox service that has this whole huge library of PC games.
Right, because I mean, as we mentioned last week, you play games on your phone, you sign into Xbox Live. You play some games on your PC, you sign into Xbox Live. So even though it's not an Xbox, you're still using the Xbox service. So, okay, guys, what do you think about exclusives? What exclusives would you like to see Xbox get on their system? Do you think exclusives are still relevant to the Xbox brand and service? Kind of like Chris is saying, they might not be going for those exclusives anymore. What do you guys think? As we mentioned, if you're watching the YouTube video, make sure to comment down below. You can also hit us up on the live chat when we do these episodes on Fridays. You can also find us on the Facebook group of the Xbox Dive. And finally, you can also hit us up on Twitter. So that is it for today's show, episode 2 of the Xbox Dive. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope all you in the live chat over there to the side also enjoyed it. We loved interacting with you guys. If you want to interact with us during the show, make sure to watch our Facebook group. Now, I know this is the first time we've done this, so our timing might change when we go live on these. But make sure to follow mixer.com/the Xbox Dive. Find us on there, and you can live stream it. It would be awesome. You can interact with us there. As I mentioned before, also don't forget to find us on our Facebook group and on Twitter at the Xbox Dive. And as for myself, you can find me on Xbox Live, also on Twitch and Mixer and Twitter and all those places, Jamester0722. And Chris,
come on, man, why are you promoting Twitch, man? We are a Mixer channel.
That's very true.
We are Xbox Extreme, all right? So you can follow me on Xbox Live or on Twitter at NeoLego. That's NeoLego. And you can find out everything that I'm doing there.
Awesome. And Manny, thank you for telling us. It was a great show.
Yeah, thanks, Manny.
Glad to have you here, man. You are also awesome, sir. And one thing I forgot to mention, you can also find the audio version of this every Monday on iTunes and the Google Play Store. And then throughout the week, we will have, different videos going up throughout the week. And the full video version of this should be going up on Friday as well. Yep. But until next time, guys, for the Xbox Dive, we are out.
Bye.